Strengthening Faith 90. I had a thought which I wanted to share. One of the main delusions of this world, and a weapon of the devil, is when one convinces themselves that they are different from others, and will therefore not share the fate of the vast majority of people who adopted a certain way of life and path. For example, many people who are not rich and famous observe celebrities who are drowned in mental disorders such as anxiety, stress, and substance addiction, as a consequence of their way of life, and they falsely believe that if they were granted fame and fortune, their outcome would somehow be different. How many Muslims claim that if they were granted abundant wealth, like the billionaires of this world, they would eradicate world poverty? This particular attitude has even been mentioned in the Holy Quran. Chapter 9 at Tawbah, verses 75 to 76.
And among them are those who made a covenant with Allah, saying, If He should give us from His bounty, we will surely spend in charity, and we will surely be among the righteous. But when He gave them from His bounty, they were stingy with it and turned away while they refused.
Another common example is when one chooses a person of bad character to marry, even though their relatives and friends warn them against it. But they foolishly believe that unlike the vast majority of people who married someone of bad character and suffered as a result, they will not meet this fate, and instead somehow reform their spouse so they become a model Muslim and citizen. A final common example, similar to the one mentioned earlier, is that even though Islam recommends and encourages Muslims to only earn the lawful wealth they need to fulfill their necessities and responsibilities, as the majority of people who earn more than this only become greedy or wasteful and extravagant, yet many Muslims ignore the outcome of the majority and claim that they will be different and will only spend their excessive wealth in ways pleasing to Allah, the Exalted. If this was true, there would be no poverty in the world. The truth is that even though people possess different characteristics, yet people are still people. If the majority of people failed to sincerely obey Allah, the Exalted, when adopting a certain way of life, in most cases, the one who follows them will fail also. A Muslim must use the perception Allah, the Exalted, granted them in order to make the right choices in life. They must observe the choices made by others and the outcome they encountered, and not assume they themselves will somehow encounter a different result if they choose the same path as them. One should not think they are special and different from the majority of other people. This attitude prevents one from using their perception correctly, and can therefore lead to a disastrous outcome. The wise person chooses a path where the majority of people who journeyed down it succeeded in both worlds. This is the path of learning and acting on the teachings of the Holy Quran and the traditions of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. All other paths should be avoided, even if one believes they can traverse it safely, as this is nothing but a deception and a trick from the devil.